I'm Addie.
I'm Carrie.
Welcome to Book Club.
We're your hosts.
And today, episode 3, we are discussing The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab.
It's so good, you guys.
We
It's our
love
first
it.
standalone book. And the back says, France, 1714. In a moment of desperation, a young woman named Adeline meets a dangerous stranger and makes a terrible mistake. It will be 300 years before she stumbles into a hidden bookstore and discovers someone who can remember her name. And suddenly, everything changes again. Guys, we have lots of thoughts and lots of opinions on this book, and we want you to be in on the jokes as always. So if you haven't already, go read this book and then come right back so you can enjoy book club with us. That being said, welcome to book club.
Hey, what's up?
Ready for book club?
I am obsessed.
This is the worst. What do you mean? What? No, idiot. Welcome to book club.
Welcome to Book Club.
Welcome back to
Hey.
book club. Surprise. We don't live in the same place.
So we're remote. Different
yeah.
settings.
She's in Florida. She actually has the same setting because I was in Florida when we filmed the first 2 episodes. I'm in Texas. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw!
So
I'm in Florida.
Whatever.
Yeehaw.
Like
A different kind of
yeehaw.
yeehaw. A
But-
sandy yeehaw.
But it's fine. So sometimes it'll be like this. Sometimes we'll be together. We're going to be together as much as possible. But here we go. Welcome back. Book Club number 3.
What up? Number 3.
We
The
decided
book we're discussing. So good.
The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. We decided after doing a series, we wanted to do a standalone book. And I'm not going to lie, when Maddie recommended this one, when you first recommended it, I was like, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really at the top of my list. But it is so good.
It was
So
good.
And this author, I love how she writes.
Yeah,
Like,
the way she
something
writes
about
is
it
amazing.
flows. It's just so, like, it's
Mhm.
easy to read, but not in, like, a super simple way. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No,
But
it makes sense. I know what you're
whatever.
saying.
Whatever. So, the cool thing about this book is it has questions at the back.
At the end.
Questions and topics for discussion that I think are, so that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to go with these questions, and then if we go on a tangent, whatever.
So be it.
So be it. So if you haven't read this book, go read it and then come back and watch this podcast or read along.
It's a really
with
easy
us.
read.
Yeah, it's really easy and it's also really exciting. And
Fun and cute. And
listen, I still love a happy ending. So
oh yeah,
it has a sword. It has. I think it's a happy.
It was
ending.
happy to me.
Yeah, I think it was.
I
Like
loved the ending.
It was like a satisfying ending. I
Yeah.
mean, like, it leaves room for interpretation for sure, but I like it. So let me get my coffee and we'll get into it. We haven't read these questions at all either. We haven't even looked at them. So
I just read the first one.
Okay. You want to read it off?
But yeah. Yes. So the first question is, what are the best and worst things about Addie's invisible life? What is the emotional toll of being unable to imprint herself on the heart and mind of another person? When does it give her an advantage?
Well, I think it obviously gives her an advantage because Addie LaRue is a little thief. So
Only because
if we
she
think-
has to.
I know, but like, I feel like, I don't know. I remember when I was reading it and I was like, oh, okay, so she steals. Got it. I was a little confused at first, but then I started to really love her. But
I feel
if
like
we
it's
think
kind of
about
one
it,
big catch-22.
I don't know what that
like-
means.
Like a catch-22. Like it just kind of like goes in circles. Like the best things also have to kind of are the worst, and the worst things are also kind of the best. Like she steals
Yeah.
because she has to. She has to steal because nobody remembers her. Like it's just kind of one big
That's true.
ever
But
existing
hear me
circle.
out. She lives. So Addie lives for 300 years basically before. So like we're going back and forth. We're getting her whole livelihood, And so that means
Yeah.
like there's a part when I don't remember the year or whatever, but it's when she's in Paris and she's learning basically how to steal clothes because she can't buy clothes. She can't earn money.
Right.
Which like, honestly, me too. I don't want to earn money either.
Yeah,
But
honestly.
she learns how to like steal from like the little neighborhood seamstress dude or whatever. So this is like, I don't even know what era, but long time ago era Paris. And she's stealing like these bougie dresses. I think that's kind of a slay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and she's in Paris. You don't want to look fucking homeless, even though she very much is.
Yeah, I think the homeless part would
that's
definitely
the worst thing.
That would be the worst thing. She doesn't even have a place. Like, she's having to find a new place to stay almost every single night for 300 years.
Yeah.
That's kind of
intense.
Like, and she...
I mean, I don't know the... Obviously, I've never been to Paris, so I don't know the vibe in Paris.
Me neither.
Don't know the vibe of Paris in the 1800s. But I just feel like, one night stands were like way less popular. Like,
well,
and also,
it's because if you had a one night stand, it's because you were probably getting paid for it.
Right. Yeah. Like, I feel like it was not, like a average thing to be like, oh, I'm at the bar. Like today you go to a bar, someone's like, let's fuck. And then you go home together and you have a place to stay for the night. Yeah. So it was like, I feel like her life got way easier once she got to the US and like, past like, I don't know, probably
once you got
World
past,
War II era.
Yeah. Once women had rights, she was doing a little bit better.
Right.
But so I would say,
for the majority of her life, she literally didn't have rights anywhere.
Literally, oh my God.
Which is
she couldn't
crazy.
Even, there was a whole point where it was a scandal just for her to walk around alone.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
I don't know. Definitely a little weird. It's not like she had a great relationship with her mom either, but like disadvantage, definitely. Her family didn't remember her anymore. She was literally a ghost. She might as well have been a complete ghost.
Yeah.
Which is really hard and sad. And every time she met a cute little boy, they didn't remember her, and that hurt me. That hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, ups and downs, but best thing also, you don't have to think about anything embarrassing. Cause
no one remembers shit.
The middle of the night when I'm sitting there thinking, oh, what's all the worst, most embarrassing things I've ever done? And I can't help but think about it the entire, I don't know, my whole prepubescence.
Existence. Yeah.
She doesn't have to worry about that. Nobody remembers. She could go up. She can make a fool of herself and walk out of the room, literally. And it's wiped clean. She'd do it again. All right. That was pretty good. That was a good question. Started off.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Discuss the intense power. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Luke. Discuss the intense power struggle between Addie and Luke. What makes him such a master of seduction? How does Addie reclaim her power and agency over the course of the centuries? Let me tell you. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear, oh, he's the devil. Oh,
I am a Luke sympathizer.
I am. But I feel like it's a point. I will say it one time. It's not real, so get over it. I love him. Oh my God.
I loved him. I loved his character.
He was sneaky butt.
He was fun. I don't know, to me,
he's
like,
cute.
To tie things back into ACOTAR, he was just giving, like, he would fit in perfectly with the Bat Boys.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little more toxic than that, but I don't know.
I feel like him, Azriel, and the fuck is his name? Oh, Reese. I feel like him, Azriel, and Reese are on the same page.
Yeah.
Cassian,
right.
Cassian is definitely more
goofball.
Yeah, more goofball.
Yeah, Luke is not a goofball. He is in control in like kind of a good way.
The hell was that noise?
What?
I don't know.
But
I'm not sure.
Mrs. Schwab definitely leans into the whole shadow daddy trope because he sounds gorgeous.
He sounds like the Dark.
Gorgeous. The dark curls, the bright green eyes.
That change color.
Oh,
Yeah.
say less. It's like a mood ring, but his eyeballs.
Oh my god, no, it literally is.
It's like, oh, are you angry? What color are your green eyes now?
No, literally, it is like a mood ring.
But I would say discuss the intense power struggle. Obviously, the power struggle is that Luke owns her. You know, like,
yeah,
she sold her soul to him. That's a power struggle if I ever seen one.
Oh yeah, for sure. But he loves her.
He loves her, but can he love?
Oh my god, yes. I've had enough of this tomfoolery. I've had enough. If she can love, he can love. They're basically the same thing. And do I think they can love, like, you know, in the exact same way humans can? Maybe not. But but she's sitting here being like, he can't love. He can't. I'm different. No, you're not. Y'all are the same thing.
She does give pick me a little bit in that sense, where she's like, I'm actually not like you, and he's like, nah, girl, you are.
You are. I made you exactly like me. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, so you stop being a human.
That night in the forest.
Yeah, that night in the woods. But you're no longer a human.
I definitely feel like the love. He's definitely has like a toxic idea of what love is.
He's giving damaged.
Yes. Yeah, he's giving
shocker.
Please
Lucifer's
go to
giving
therapy.
Damaged.
Shocker.
Lucifer is not healthy.
Yeah. But I feel like he does love her.
Yeah.
But also I feel like that adds to the power struggle.
Yeah, I think the moment that Addie starts to reclaim her power is obviously when she realizes, like, oh, I can trickle in ideas into people's heads and kind of get through this loophole of the deal that he made me. But the real moment that the dynamic between her and Luke changes, I think, is at some point he, like, I don't know if he takes her to Italy or they're back in Paris. I don't know. They're at a little cafe. And she makes him, like, really angry. Or no. They're in an art museum somewhere. And he, like, gets really angry and, like, pins her against a wall or something. And she's basically like, I think you want the company just as much as I do.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets really angry in the way, like, it's giving I'm going to punch a wall, sort of. Like, men who just punch walls. But later on, he comes back and he's like, so okay, what? You were right.
Yeah.
Like, he comes back and he's like, okay, maybe you were right. Maybe I actually did want your company. So now she has, like,
maybe your company's not that bad.
Maybe I actually am kind of lonely, which obviously the question in this whole book is, like, is he lying the whole time? I choose to believe that he is not lying.
I am delusional, first and foremost. So I'm going to sit here and say, yeah, that devil is telling the truth. That's what's happening in my mind. At least.
Yeah, because you know what? That's what makes me happy. All right? I want people to tell the truth. I want to believe people.
Yeah.
And in this moment, I want to believe Luke. I want to, okay? I didn't go to college. I don't need to know all the details and how all the things, like, he's manipulative, he's terrible. Well, in this book, I don't think so. In this book, I think he's just a little damaged.
You know who's terrible? Henry.
He sucks. Okay? He sucks.
I wanted to box him the entire goddamn book.
Literally,
like, the first interaction was fine. I remember you. Like, that was cute. That was fun.
That had me kicking my feet giggling.
Oh my God, he progressively kept getting worse. So bad.
Literally. Oh my God.
He was bad. And then he'd get worse. And then he'd get even worse.
Also, can we talk about...
I'm a Henry hater.
I am a Henry hater too. Because, listen, Addie, when we find out about all this stuff with Henry, I'm already in it for Addie. I love her. I think she's so funny. I think she's so powerful. I think she is... For her to be like, you know what? Screw you, Luke. I'm going to live 300 freaking years. before I decide to make any type of deal with you. Like, he's like, just give up, just give up. And she's like, no, out of spite.
I don't think so.
I love that. I love that. But for Henry to be like, oh, like, we're kind of the same. Honey, your deal was not the same. Henry's deal, not
His
on
deal
the same level.
Made me have such a visceral, violent reaction.
For him to make a deal with the devil as like
he was drunk.
Well, it's probably not real. Okay, for me, if I don't know if it's real or not, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I'd rather not. I'd rather play it safe. I think Luke was looking for an opportunity to like make this deal. I do think he facilitated the whole thing so that Addie could see what it would be like to love a human and realize it wasn't enough for her, which it wasn't. It wasn't enough for Addie. Henry could have never been enough for Addie.
I feel like there could have been maybe a human, but Henry, more than anything, needs a fucking antidepressant and some goddamn mood stabilizers. I'm so sick of his shit. So, Henry.
And also, too, into comparison, after we've already, I don't think we're supposed to like Henry. I think the purpose was to like Luke better in like a really messed up way. But after hearing Addie's reasoning for making a deal, like Addie, it was the 1600s in Europe. She had literally that clip from Little Women. I have no prospects. I have no money.
Yeah.
She couldn't do anything. She was about to get married off, 23 as a spinster, married off to a man who already had 3 kids. I'll pass. Yeah. I'll pass.
Literally.
Her life would have been awful if she hadn't made that deal, which is like the thing is she's like, I don't regret it. I probably would have done it anyways. Like the whole deal. Even if I had known what I was signing up for, probably would have done it. And it is just nothing in comparison to, or Henry's deal is nothing in comparison to what Addie had to go through.
No, literally.
And for him he only had to deal with it for like 6 months before he met Addie.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, we get it. You have permanent imposter syndrome. Your daddy doesn't like you. Neither did mine. Shocker. Dads normally don't like their children.
I mean, that is literally so valid. Like, he's sitting here being like, my dad doesn't like me. I'm not a doctor.
Me too.
I mean, go to med school then. Like, if it's that big of a fucking deal to you, also, your parents sound like they have money. Go to med school.
He gets offered his dream job. And he says, no, I don't think I deserve it. You probably don't. Half the people don't deserve the jobs they have anyways. It is a fake it till you make it world, honey.
Literally.
He just really gets on my nerves. And he has good friends that he's just like, I don't like you. Basically, I'm a Henry hater.
I am a Henry hater. Okay, number 3.
Anyways, we went on a tangent.
We went on a big one. I feel like there's definitely, I hope there is a question about Henry. Actually, so we can go on another I hate Henry rant.
I hate Henry.
But number 3 says, Addie slips into homes and even the clothes of people from all walks of life. Which abode did you like the best?
Ooh.
If Addie borrowed your house, what would she enjoy the most about the contents of your cupboards and your closets? Addie would hate my shit. I'll tell you what. Addie'd be like, what the hell?
Enough for Addie.
No, I am definitely not.
Addie is cool, and I am simply not that cool.
Yeah, Addie might like the books. I think she might like the books on my
maybe,
bookshelf.
But I also read a lot of rom-coms, and just because I like them doesn't mean they're good.
I think that I was confusing Nesta and Addie for a second because I was like, she likes romance novels. That's Nesta.
Anyways, my favorite home, honestly, I kind of liked the vibe of that girl. The girl she was like kind of fooling around with. I can't remember her name, but it was the girl who paints, and she like painted this. She's the one who like painted this galaxy night sky thing with like the stars as her freckles. She like was, I don't remember her name. Oh my God.
I marked something. I think I marked.
But I liked
marked
hers. Like it sounded kind of cluttered and crazy in there, but it also was cluttered by art. And like I'm just picturing like a New York loft sort of with a bunch of paintings everywhere, and I think that would be a vibe. Plus, it's one of the only places that a girl lives in. So it would be clean normally. It will be decorated, and they'll probably have a bed frame.
I'm not going to lie. I think my favorite one was the movie star.
Yeah, that would have been my second. His sounded really nice, but it sounded unlived in.
Yeah, even better.
I think that's why I didn't like it. I was like, it kind of sounds sterile a little bit.
And
maybe.
he had wine.
That's true. That's true. He did. And she got to be there alone, which was nice. I don't know why I want to say her name was like Gracie, but that's not right.
Samantha. Sam.
Oh, yeah, Sam. Okay, Sam. I liked Sam's. And then if she borrowed your house, what would she enjoy the most about your house?
Yeah, she wouldn't enjoy shit, dog.
Well,
also, I'm always here. I'm always
Maybe
here.
The air fryer? I feel like she'd like your air fryer. I like your air fryer.
Addie LaRue, welcome to the 21st century. We have air fryers.
I think mine, she would like. I have a lot of big windows in my apartment. And like around like 5 o'clock, we get a really good golden hour. So maybe that. I would say that. Or my dogs. Maybe she'd like my dogs. Do you think she's a dog
I was going to
person?
say she likes the cat. She likes the bookstore cat.
Yeah.
They brought it home to Henry's. So she'd probably like my cat.
That's true. I don't think she'd like my dogs. My dogs would be a bit much for her, I think.
Well, you do have 4.
I do. But she's giving cat person. So maybe she'd hate my dogs. She'd like all my candles because I bought candles that made me think of this book. So
yeah,
she'd probably like my candles.
If this isn't something that's in my house, but I firmly believe that everybody would like this, given if I force them to look at it, my playlists.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing.
One thing about me, dog, I will curate the fuck out of a playlist.
Dude, we're gonna have to start linking your Spotify playlist.
Oh, my playlists to the
to everything.
There's like
because we have 3 different playlists that are based off ACOTAR. I say we, Maddie
4.
makes them all. 4. Okay,
there's
4 different playlists. But didn't we make one with Addie LaRue? Sort of started one, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. It doesn't have a name yet, but
it's just fire heart flame emoji.
Which honestly, yeah. I mean, Luke does set their New Orleans house on fire. No. That would have been my favorite house. The New Orleans mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, I just watched Princess and the Frog the other day, and I love New Orleans. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think that would have been my favorite house. Obviously, that's not like one she stays in for a long time. But
I think she stayed in that one the longest out of any house.
You think so? I can't remember the timeline. I don't know how long they were there until he burned it to the ground, because that's giving.
Well, she burned it.
No,
I thought she burned it.
Nah, he burned it for sure.
I thought she knocked over candles because she was mad.
I feel like he made it like really burn to the ground, but also maybe it was just like 1970s New Orleans and it was just really flammable.
I don't remember.
I don't know. Whatever. But it got burned to the ground. And before that happened, I loved it. It sounded beautiful. And knowing Luke had all the money in the world, so it was a nice house.
Oh, yeah.
So, loved that. Okay. Where are we? Question number 4. Oh, yes. Oh, this one talks about Remy. I love Remy. He was my
Remy
fave.
was a cutie butt.
Okay, as we meet Addie's many lovers, Remy stands out as the first man who lived up to her girlhood fantasies. Me too, honestly. On the magical night they met, Addie was dressed in a pair of trousers, a buttoned coat, and a tricorn hat. The hell is that? I'm literally thinking like a dunce hat. Like cone hat.
A fucking what?
A dunce hat.
I have never heard that word in my
Dunce?
goddamn life.
Dunce? I don't know.
What
It's
does that
like
mean?
in like one room. When you think like Little House on the Prairie time, if you were in trouble and your teacher, you're in like a one room classroom, your teacher would like send you to the corner and put a cone hat on your head to make you look like a fool.
I thought they
It was
just
like a
hit you with
punishment.
rulers.
They did that. No, I think that's the Catholics. You would know. Maybe. Weren't you Catholic?
I would know. I'm
Your
the least
family's
religious
Catholic?
person. I mean, yeah, I'm technically Catholic. Like, I've been baptized. I didn't do my first communion or anything. So I don't know shit about Catholicism.
Anyways, what was the question? I don't even think I finished the question.
How did her
I
disguise?
started talking about dunce hats.
Yeah. And then
I might be saying
Catholicism.
that wrong. I'm gonna sound like a fool.
I don't even know what
Okay.
it is, so.
It's to make you look like a dummy. It's like supposed to be a punishment if you're like talking in class or something.
That's really
I don't know.
crazy.
Watch Little House on the Prairie.
I don't think I'll do that, but.
Anyways, how did her disguise... Okay, let me read the question again. As we meet Addie's many lovers, Remy stands out as the first man who lives up to her girlhood fantasies. On the night they met, Addie was dressed in a pair of trousers, a buttoned coat, sorry I'm illiterate, and a tricorn hat. How did her disguise as Thomas stoke? I am
Stoke.
illiterate. Stoke their passion. What do you think?
Yeah, hold on.
You good?
I just wanted to look up the exact definition to stoke.
Oh. Like stoke a fire, like...
Yeah, does it
know what I
look
mean?
like I've ever stoked a fire, bitch?
Fair enough.
Why would I know what that is?
Dog, I don't know.
I don't know what a dunce hat is. I don't know what a stoke is. I don't know shit about fuck.
I thought you were gonna look up a tricorn hat because I'm thinking Robin Hood, like the
Oh,
feather
like,
in the hat.
I bet, honestly, yeah.
I don't know what they wear in Paris in the 1700s.
Oh, yeah. It's like
Like a Robin Hood hat.
Robin Hood meets Jack Sparrow. It's
Cool.
it's like a crumpet or like a it looks like a fucking like a pastry of some kind. It's a fucking triangle and it I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
It looks-
Anyway, she's got a
looks-
croissant on her head, a coat. She's dressed like a dude.
Thomas.
Okay. She's Tom. Oh, girl,
That's how French people say Thomas. Right?
Thomas.
Thomas. It's kind of how like Timothy Chalamet's name is Timothée.
That makes me want to throw up. I hate that. I love the French, but why are they talking like that?
Why are they saying words that way? I don't know.
To me, it would probably just be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not gonna embarrass myself on the internet.
Do
like
it.
that. I'm not even
Do
gonna
it.
try.
Do
No.
it.
No.
Do it. Do it.
Like,
Do it.
They always have
Do
like,
it.
That's like a French. Everything sounds like this.
Yes, or say Thomas. It's Thomas. I need a French person
Fine.
to.
It's Thomas then.
It's
Thomas.
Thomas.
Thomas. Okay. So she's dressed up as Thomas, and Remy is basically like, ooh, I'm thinking Remy is a little gay. Because at first glance, she's a boy. But whatever.
Yeah. But
Whatever.
he gets
Everyone in this
close
book
to
is-
her.
Everyone in this book is a little gay.
Well, yeah.
Everyone in this book is a little gay.
But he also sees, like, he gets too close to her face, and then she's like,
Yeah.
ah, shit.
And sees that, yeah, because she's apparently got very feminine features.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, so how did her disguise stoke their passion? I'd be like, I don't know, maybe he's a little gay, so maybe he was into it.
Or
Maybe that's how.
or possibly, Just the fact that like she's not supposed to be there, so it added that sense of like
Ooh.
what the fuck is
Rule
that word?
breaker.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, rebel.
Yeah.
She's kind of rebellious, and it was like an adventure. It was something that you didn't see, obviously, back in the day. And so he's like, huh, okay. Brings her into a bar, which, like, obviously she couldn't go into a bar before because she was a woman. But so she's getting this whole new sight of how life could be as a man. There's literally a line in there at some point where she says, maybe I didn't need to make a deal with the devil. Maybe I just needed to put on a pair of pants and act
literally.
like a dude. And then I would have freedom.
Which also makes me more angry about Henry, because your life is so easy. I'm not going to sit here and say men don't have mental health struggles. They do. I'm not denying that. But motherfucker, that sound. I need to touch on you when I say this. Get a grip, bitch. Get a grip, Henry.
Also, too, when in the 1700s, yeah, you can't really get help. That's not a thing. They would send you to an asylum, and they'd say you were crazy, especially if you're a woman.
Oh, yeah, Henry, they said a lobotomy, babe.
Yeah, let's cut her head open. But Henry, it's 2014 when this is taking place in New York City, and his parents are rich. So, like, his apartment, they don't necessarily, like, state this in the book, but he works at a bookstore, says that he doesn't make a lot of money, yet still lives alone in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, his parents are paying for that. Get a therapist.
Literally.
Most colleges offer free therapy. You were in college for a while, my guy, long enough to start getting your doctorate or something. Like, he was in college for a long time.
Dude's 30. Like, homie's old.
Get some help, and you definitely, maybe it's not even the fact that Addie wasn't human-ish enough to, like, love a human, but, like, even if she was, Henry would not have cut it. The only reason their relationship was interesting is because Addie made it interesting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just would have been unbearable. And his friends, I'm sorry, his friends kind of suck too. Like,
not the girl. Yeah, B is cool.
Yeah, B is cool. But
what's his face?
Robbie.
Oh,
is it Robbie?
Yeah.
Robbie needs to get a grip.
Robbie was making me so angry. He also, all I was imagining was Robbie from Victorious. So I'm just imagining some
puppet.
I'm just imagining some fucking lame-o carrying like a fucking finger puppet around, also moping all the goddamn time.
I think I was kind of picturing, you know, the cool guy in Teen Beach Movie with the brown hair. And it's not Ross Lynch, but it's the other cool guy that's in the movie, in Teen Beach Movie.
Okay, so are we talking about the gay surfer or the metalhead?
I think the surfer. That's kind of how I was picturing Robbie.
Oh, that's
like,
crazy.
Still pretty. Like, I was picturing him pretty.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was
like,
literally picturing Robbie from Victorious.
I was picturing him pretty, but like still insufferable.
Yeah.
Anyways, what was the question?
Remy.
Yeah. I think the clothes, I think it just made it kind of exciting, and he moved to Paris to have life be more exciting.
Yeah, Remy was cute.
And also, I think he was cute, and the fact they had a picnic at the Notre Dame.
I know.
Shut
that was
up.
so sweet.
Oh, but when he wakes up and he thinks that he hired a prostitute, that hurt me. That
made me sad.
That made me. There was a couple moments in there that really I was like, I'm gonna throw up right now on my book.
I'm gonna throw up. Okay.
Read number 5.
Living without a bank account or phone or address, Addie is reduced to pilfering and theft to quell her physical suffering. Is it a blessing or a curse that she only has to worry about momentary suffering, not survival? What new appreciation do you have for the ordinary things you count on to make it through difficult times? I feel like we kind of discussed that with the first answer of the best and worst.
I mean, I think it's good that she's like, okay, so she can't die, but the pain is still there.
Bro,
so like, okay.
Can you imagine not being able to die from like starving to death, but you're just like eternally hungry?
That would be that's my nightmare.
Yeah,
that is my nightmare.
Terrible.
Yeah. Hold on, I don't know, I just got this overwhelming feeling that my camera's not recording. I'm pretty sure it is, but let me just
Okay. Well, let me check too, because now you've scared me.
Okay, yeah, we can skip that one. We kind of already covered it.
Yeah. Okay, so then question 6 says, in part 3, chapter 2, the author writes, the time between Thursday night and Saturday afternoon is merciless. Every second doled out with the care of an old woman counting pennies to pay for bread. Not once does it seem to quicken. Not once does she lose track of it. She can't seem to spend it or waste it or even misplace it. How does the possibility of an infinite lifespan change the way Addie sees life itself?
Huh? I think I'm too dumb for this question. What did you just say to me?
How does
like that cat meme? Huh?
How does basically like the time was still like she couldn't, like it was just going so slow. So how does
between Thursday night and Saturday afternoon is merciless? What Thursday and Saturday? We cover 300 years in this book.
I think it's just like it's trying to point out that even though she has so many days, but the days still, like the bad days, just like you know how we feel like those bad moments last fucking forever, but the good moments kind of just like fly by. Like, yeah, she has an infinite life, but it just makes the bad moments that much fucking worse.
Yeah, but I also think she kind of learns. Like, I feel like there's a part of her where that gets comfortable with it being bad. Like, it doesn't make her feel better, but she's used to things being bad because she's been alive for so long.
Oh.
That she kind of knows it'll get better.
I feel like this part 3, chapter 2, wasn't that when Henry remembered her and they were going to go on the date? So the time between Thursday night and Saturday was the time that she was waiting to go on the date.
Okay, yeah.
So I feel like she finally had something to look forward to, and it was just like dragging on on.
Yeah, because now that she finally has somebody who remembers her and something to look forward to and has like almost like a deadline or like an event to plan, something to plan for.
Yeah.
It's like makes her, she's already had so many bad days, but like this is almost worse than those.
Yeah.
Because like we grow up obviously with the feeling of plenty of times of being like, oh, like anticipation in general, just the feeling of anticipation can be really fun, but it can also be excruciating.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think appreciation for ordinary things I count on to make it through difficult times. I already feel like I appreciate those things, and those things are chocolate chip cookies and the Tinkerbell trilogy.
Oh, I love. Oh my god, I want a cookie. Now I want a cookie.
Those are I'm having a bad day. You know what I'm doing? I'm making cookies and I'm watching Tinkerbell.
Yeah. I do.
So I've already
my like go-to comfort.
I need them.
I mean, now it's cookies, but like for a really long time it was ramen noodles and Ice Age.
You still like Ice Age?
Oh, Ice Age is the best movie maybe of all time. It deserved an Emmy. I will fight anyone. Ice Age is a fucking good. Yeah. All 4 of them. 5. There's 5 of them.
Yep.
And they're all fucking
good.
They're
good. Hilarious. I'll give you that. They're funny.
Yeah. Also, why doesn't it talk about, the book doesn't talk about that? Like she doesn't like sit, I guess she doesn't have a place to be, like to watch movies.
What do you mean?
Like to just sit down and watch movies. Theater. I would be at the movie theater all the time.
I'd probably sleep at the movie theater.
Yeah. Like I would just go to the movie. Cause like
all she has to do is stay in there, and then they'll forget that she's there, and she can just go to sleep.
Literally.
You think she ever gets arrested? You think there's ever a time where she gets arrested and then they throw her in jail, and then they come and they show up and they're like, wait, who are you? And she's like, I don't know. Who are you?
Did that happen in the book?
No, she never goes to jail. But like,
No?
what if she did?
Oh, I don't know why.
No. There was times where she almost got arrested, but like not in a like she never actually
like
whenever she
handcuffed
steals in the
and-
very very beginning, she like steals from the horses or whatever, where she gets that big coat. It's like one of the first times she steals.
Mhm.
And
Oh, yeah.
she's like, oh, like if they catch me, they're gonna throw me in jail and then I can't get out. But I'm like, what if they just forget her?
Yeah.
Like modern day jail, and they're just like, wait, who the hell are you? And she's like, I don't know, I have dementia.
Yeah,
don't know.
great. And then she'd go to a state mental
Yeah, but as
institute.
long as she could get out, she could like run away.
I think the
And
whole
then as
point
soon as
of-
she's like behind a wall.
I think the whole point of jail, babe, is that you don't get
No, just food for thought.
I mean, like, unless you're fucking El Guapo or whatever the guy's name and
Who?
the cartel guy. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think it's Guapo.
Oh, it's
think
definitely
it's,
not.
Chapo?
El Chapo?
Guantanamo.
You're thinking of Guantanamo Bay, which is where they torture people.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Okay, let's move on.
Anyway.
Question 7. Addie's situation is transformed when she steps into the last word for the first time, the bookstore. Discuss the role of the written word in her life. Boring. She likes books, okay? Shocker. She learns how to read. She likes books. Yeah. I think we should skip that one. Okay. 8. Beliefs play such a central role in the narrative, specifically in the shaping of foundational identities. From the LaRue's family's rigid Christianity to Estelle and her faith in the old gods to Addie, whose belief in a fantasy... I lost my spot. Whose belief in a fantasy shapes the physical representation of Luke. And Henry, oh yeah, she has a type, whose loss of belief leaves him feeling lost. How does Estelle's immersion in the spirit world compare to Henry's studious theology? Do you believe in the existence of gods? That's deep. I don't know if I want to get into that.
You know,
do you believe in the existence of gods that answer after dark?
I feel like that's such a complex question.
That is a very complex question, and I am also dumb. And I don't really know anything.
Well, nobody knows anything. That's the whole point of religion and belief and theology and like life in general.
Yeah,
nobody knows
it's
shit.
all based in faith.
Yeah.
It's all based in faith. And honestly, I think because I am Christian and I believe not in like the whatever.
Not in the LaRue family way.
Not in the LaRue family way.
Right.
In the sense of like, I was raised Southern Baptist, but I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
But I think because I do believe in like a good higher power, whatever that may be for some people, I think by default, I also believe in the same thing, but bad.
Yeah.
Because there are definitely bad people. And I do believe, call me a conspiracy theorist, whether they're lizard people, I don't know. But I think there are definitely people who found a way to like sell their soul for earthly things, money, fame. People who have like crazy money, like really that truly rule the world, that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I think because I believe in that higher power by default, it would make sense for me to believe in the bad side too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're going to pray to a good God, that means there's probably a bad one. And it just so happens that in this book, the bad one is hot.
I see.
So
I have a different approach because I'm that generic Catholic to agnostic pipeline. I followed that.
Yeah.
Just right on the dot. But I don't even feel like Luke is necessarily bad. Like he's just personified darkness. Some people prefer the dark. It's like saying that. I feel like that would be like saying day court is good and night court is bad. Night court's not necessarily bad. It's just dark. Like Luke is just personified darkness. I know like Luke stands for Lucifer, like, yeah, whatever. But I don't know. I'm very open to the existence of gods that answer during the day and gods that answer at night. But I just don't I'm not so certain that they be answering. Personally, I don't know. I don't know. I'm open to anything.
I think they're.
If a shadow man showed up in my living room, I'd be like,
"Hey, girl,
what the hell? What the fuck
well,
is going on?"
Is that I also believe in like ghosts.
Yeah.
So in that sense of like, I believe there's ghosts that are literally just vibing, like they are just hanging out, dead relatives, whatever. I think they're just hanging out.
I also
And
feel
I
like
have no backing.
I really liked the way that she brought up like Sinatra and Beethoven and said that they basically sold their soul to Luke. I like that. I think that could get really bad for like a certain group of people to read that. And then like, because already there's like that group of people that are like, Taylor Swift is the devil. And I literally saw something earlier today that said Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are having a baby and it's going to be the Antichrist. And it was the craziest thing. TikTok was wild.
Oh my God.
But like, so I think in those people's hands, it could be a very negative thing. But I thought it was very interesting. But also I feel like if that was a thing, personally, I feel like so many more people would have sold their soul at this point. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say,
you know what I'm saying? I think there is a lot of people who have. I think there's so many people that like legitimately like rule the world. I don't know. I could go real deep into it, but that's for another time.
Yeah.
I do think that there's something about Luke that is inherently, maybe not inherently evil, but like there's something about him that's a little evil in the sense of like, he didn't have to do Addie as dirty as he did her.
He's a man.
The whole deal or what? Yeah.
Yes, something is inherently evil about him in the sense that he is a man.
Okay. Okay. I don't think men are evil.
Okay. When you think of evil people,
clearly Maddie and I have some differing opinions.
I'm just saying, when you think of evil people, who are you thinking of?
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But regardless, I don't know. I think there is, regardless of like the names that they're given or like whatever, even when it goes back to like Greek mythology, which is like commonly known to be like myths and stuff, I think a lot of things are based in somebody's truth, somebody's reality. And there was, I mean, it's the same way that like Hades, I'm talking Disney's Hercules because that's about all I know. He wasn't evil necessarily, but he wasn't good.
He wasn't
good.
Giving
anti-hero. It's giving, I'm in this for myself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. There's like selfishness. It's not necessarily I'm trying to be bad, but it's only thinking about what could be good for you.
Yeah. That's
which
true.
can be bad. But I do think we see lots of villain themes in a lot of fantasy books where the villain is normally, or like side villains or whatever, just thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
Like take Ianthe in ACOTAR.
Ianthe.
She sucks. Ianthe. Whatever, however you say it. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on from that one.
9 is basically something we've already talked about. It's asking us to compare Henry and Addie's deals. So
Henry sucks, his deal sucks, and Luke is sexy, and I'll say it again.
Yeah, I was going to say, literally just reiterating the fact that this is a Henry hate page. I hate Henry. I'm so sorry.
Book Club is also Henry Hate Club.
Literally, Book Club is Henry Hate Club. Boo, Henry. Boo, tomato,
Boo,
tomato,
Henry.
Tomato.
Okay.
Question 10 says, as the chapters unfold from the 17th century to modern times, and as the novel oscillates between rural life and spectacular cities, what timelines, universal aspects of human nature, timeless, universal aspects of human nature emerge. From warfare to popular culture, revolution to liberation, how much progress does Addie witness? To what degree does she also watch history repeat itself? Oh my God, yeah. Can you imagine?
That's a loaded question, dude.
She literally
That's
watched
loaded.
all of human history. I mean, not all of it, but like
Yeah.
all
But,
the
like,
important
basically,
parts. Like
I mean, she saw
1691.
she
Yeah,
saw America get formed.
Yeah.
Like, America wasn't even a thing when she was born.
right. She saw,
At least, like, our America.
yeah, like,
She saw everything. She saw the French Revolution. She
Mhm.
saw the Revolutionary War, England and America. She saw
the Civil War, like
like
all the things.
she saw every war, every single war. World War One,
World War II.
She was a freaking spy. She was a spy
Yeah.
in World War II or World War One, whichever one of the world wars. And that's when she finally has to call on Luke, and he shows up, and he's like, "Damn, you look rough." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm literally in a cell right now."
Yeah, she does get arrested.
She's not. I don't think she's arrested. I think it's during World Wars like that. I think they were just like, a captive.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know either.
Maybe she's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But maybe they were like, "Ooh, you know something," or maybe it's because she was French. I don't know. But regardless, but at the same time, she witnesses the Renaissance and the Beethoven and all these different artists. And she also, I think that part of the book is so cool that she has inserted herself into all these historical art pieces.
Yeah.
So fun.
So cool.
Fun. I know that when we see Beethoven, it's because he's getting his soul taken away. But the concept of, she'd be like, dude, she freaking met, maybe not met him.
But she's saw him in
she was
real life.
Alive during, when Beethoven was composing music.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
And then to see how it
crazy.
impacts the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So cool.
Wild.
So cool. But also, I feel like there was definitely a part of her that could have maybe been maybe not desensitized, but the way Luke is, where he's like, ugh, I hate war. It's so brutal and not interesting and not exciting because he's seen it so many times. I feel like she could definitely be the same way, where she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, they're human. There's always going to be another war.
It
There's
always
gonna
repeats
be another
itself.
issue. And she's to the point where she doesn't even really get angry or sad about it anymore. She's just kind of this is a human cycle.
Yeah.
And which I feel like that's another thing that Luke says, or that Luke mentions about her not really being a human anymore, is because she lives longer than any human will ever live. And that is that feeling of humanity so well at this point
Mm-hmm.
that you aren't even affected by it is a very non-human experience.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Number 10?
We're on 11.
Did we just say 10?
Yeah.
11. As the intention behind B's project was revealed, what did you discover about the power of art to preserve hidden truths? In what way is Addie's identity written in the stars? This is kind of what we were talking about with her inserting herself into art.
Yeah.
I think that art is kind of what people use to get out their, obviously, to get out their feelings and stuff, but all throughout history is art is the one thing that I feel like all humans can relate to, in a sense. I obviously wasn't alive in the 1700s or whenever crazy artists were doing what they were doing, but I think there is something nice about the fact that humans feel the same kinds of emotions no matter what time they're living in.
Right.
I think it just has to do with the human experience or whatever. And most of the time it sucks booty cheeks. And so they write things, and it gives artists, for me personally, I'm not somebody who can get super loud and proud all the time about my beliefs or politics or anything, but maybe I'm feeling really angry about something, or maybe I'm feeling really strong emotions. Personally, for me, I get that stuff out by painting, you can paint something and it's still like, if somebody sees it, they can understand that, and you can get your point across without it being like a Instagram post.
Yeah. I don't remember the intention behind B's project. If I'm being real.
Oh, I don't really remember the exact intention either. I think I was just thinking it had something to do with like, she had all these different pictures.
I remember that, but I don't know. I thought it was talking about her final project, which she didn't end up choosing that because.
Yeah. Maybe. I feel like didn't she?
I don't know.
I think I'm an idiot.
I think that I think that I've read 300 pages of another book since I've read this one, and I've forgotten fucking everything, clearly.
Regardless, though, for just the question, in what way is Addie's identity written in the stars? I think that she has just like, she desperately wanted to be remembered somehow. I think everybody innately wants to be remembered.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody wants to feel important.
Yeah. And I feel like that was just her way of doing it. And all these different artists were like, wow, I like her.
Honestly, I feel like that would be... I don't know. I don't want to say that's cooler than like actually being remembered as a human. But like, let's take... like your average Joe, everyday human being, you're going to be remembered by your family. And then eventually your family's going to die. And then nobody's going to, like, think about how many people have existed that we just like don't know of. Like, we know of the big names. We know of like very important people, and we know of art. And that's literally all we have to like document human history. There were so many people who have lived and died that we just like don't know they exist. So honestly, I feel like being Addie and being able to, even though nobody remembers you in the present day, knowing that like your legacy of you as a human is going to like continue
like
on.
Centuries.
Yeah, like I just feel like that's so cool.
Like whenever I think about like, there was some woman who had to inspire like statues that we see in like ancient Rome.
Yeah,
when people were like carving crazy statues that people go today are like tourist attractions.
Mm-hmm.
There had to be a person to resemble that after, to model that.
Right.
Same thing with like, I don't know, like the Mona Lisa. Obviously, like I don't think the setting of the like the outfit or I don't think that's like real, like fully was like a real person. But that face, I don't know, he probably saw that face at some point. I don't know, maybe there was a model. I don't know. But like the point is that it's still somebody.
Right.
Like, it's still a person.
Yeah.
And even if it's not like an image, or it's like, this is so-and-so and they blah, 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 and have a whole wiki page, but people still go to Paris to look at those paintings.
Yeah. Like everything.
And there's still people.
Everything in the, modern art museum or the fucking Louvre, like everything in there was inspired by something or someone. And I just think it would be so cool for 100 years from now for someone to look at that painting and be like, wow, I don't know who it's about. I don't know what it's trying to say, like who inspired that, but I appreciate it. Same with like music.
Yeah, that's
Same
cool.
with music. Like you can listen to a song and be like, oh, I don't know who inspired this song per se, but I can relate
like that
it.
Sweetie little, like that little cutie butt musician boy.
Yeah.
Who wrote My Dreams song. Or whatever.
Yes. Like,
sorry, he was better than Henry.
Oh
he was
my
better
God.
Than Henry.
Yeah.
I understand. Listen, I understand that Luke kind of orchestrated this whole thing with Henry or her. Could he have like orchestrated it with a better dude?
I think the point is that
like, why did he have to pick the crappiest dude she had been with?
Yeah. Henry was like not.
Why couldn't she have done it with somebody like Remy or somebody like that little musician guy?
Yeah.
That was way better.
Or
even Sam. Sam was way cooler.
Oh, Sam was so cool.
She was way cooler. But I don't know, maybe he just really wanted to give himself the best chance that she would be like, actually, yeah, humans suck and you're great, Luke.
And she still didn't do that. She still fucking died for Henry's bitch ass. Not died, but like.
Yeah. But like,
gave
she was like,
up.
Let him live.
Yeah. Girl.
I know.
It's giving 16. I love my boyfriend. We're going to get married and he's my soulmate when you're in high school.
Like in
Babe.
The Little Mermaid. But Daddy, I love him. Well, he sucks.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Well, he sucks.
How about you get a fucking grip?
Get a newsflash. I wish, like, with, like, crappy exes that I've had or that you've had, for us to be like, yeah, but I love him. For one of us, somebody, any adult, to be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. He's an idiot and he's stupid. And I'm not, if nobody says that.
My mom said it once.
Have a kid.
My mom said it once. And I thank her to this day.
Listen?
I did.
There you go.
It was the one time
people said more.
She didn't really give me an option. She was like, this is what you're fucking doing. And I was like a child. So I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess.
Fair enough.
I guess I will be doing that. But like looking back, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Like, I wish she would have done it more. Been like, hey, girl, what the fuck is that?
Stupid. What is that?
What is that?
What's that sound that's like you have a something, fuck, what is it? The guy where he sets the drink down. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You have an unnatural allegiance to losers.
That. Why didn't somebody tell me that more?
That
I left a long trail, not even long, but I left a trail of losers, let me tell you. And why didn't anyone tell me they were losers?
I did you dirty on that.
What were you doing? Why didn't you tell me they were losers?
I was also busy with losers. I had so many allegiances to losers.
Who doesn't really give off loser?
Luke. Yeah, Luke doesn't give loser energy. Listen. Henry, loser energy.
Loser.
He's
but
so
here's the
lame.
thing. It's not even just because he's Luke. Remy, cool guy. Yeah. She sees him when he's 50 and he's successful and he's rich.
And he's still cool.
I'm sorry. The musician dude legitimately gets famous. Not a loser.
Yeah.
The famous dude. I know he was gay, but he wasn't a loser.
Yeah. There were so many options.
Sam, artist, not a loser.
Yeah. There were so many options. Henry,
literally.
cokehead. Like, loser.
Literally, he's doing coke in the bathroom.
Oh my God, yeah. Can we not do coke in the bathroom, Henry? What the fuck are you doing? What do you mean? Why are we doing lines in the bathroom?
Another thing that's different about Henry and Addie is the long list of differences is that Addie was like, I made this deal. I made a mistake. I'm going to come back from it. I'm going to own this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get my life together. And I'm going to do everything I can do in my power to make my life good. Henry makes a deal, sad for 6 months, and then starts doing coke in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Girl.
He was so lame. Okay, number 12.
You made a deal. You're right. Let's move on.
We will
Last
literally
question.
talk about Henry being lame for 2 hours.
Hating Henry for a good hour and a half.
Number 12 is how did you react to the novel's ending? What had you been predicting for Addie? Honestly, I hadn't been predicting shit. Every time I predict something, it's always wrong.
Me neither.
And my brain just doesn't function in the way. Actually, that's not true. We had a conversation and I was like, I think Henry's going to betray her. And you were like, I don't think so. And looking back, Henry's not.
I don't think he was smart enough to do that.
Yeah. Looking back, I 100% agree with that. He's not conniving enough. He's not witty enough. He's not cool enough. He's not smart enough. He's not shitty enough. He's just so like fucking mediocre. I can't.
Yeah. And Addie is so amazing.
Yeah.
She's so interesting. Outshines him.
Yeah, 100%.
She is giving the only reason that he is shiny is because he is is because she is like whatever the term is, reflecting off of him, or like he's getting some residual sparkle from her sparkle. But really it's her sparkle.
Yeah. It's giving.
The only times I've ever been like, Henry, it's because of Addie.
Yeah. Like he wrote the book, which was cool.
Yeah, but it was Addie who told him what to write.
Right. It's giving Bejeweled.
It's giving Bejeweled.
And Addie was just not at the point.
I'm the best thing at this party.
Yeah. And Addie was just not at the point where she was like resentful to him. She just like, maybe she just saw him as like.
She didn't have a choice.
Yeah. And maybe she just saw that as like.
He was her only option.
Yeah, he was the only person that remembered her, so kind of
but
limits the pool
I
there.
think with the ending, here's my thing. I think with the ending, I thought it was kind of badass that she was like, oh, let me make a new deal with Luke where I, kind of I play his game and I maneuver the words around to say, you can have me, not my soul. She says, you can have me until you're tired of me. And then at the very end, she's like, I'm going to make his life a living hell. Bad bitch.
She's so
cool. There is a part of, like, I think that's baller. I think she's so cool. But also there's a part of me that's like, but what if they, like, fall in love? And they, like, don't ever get tired of each other, and then they rule the darkness together.
Like you said, a Persephone
and Hades vibe.
Yeah, Persephone and Hades vibe. Yeah.
Like, what if that happened?
I like that. In
I
my
like that
head,
ending too,
and I also
happy.
like that she kind of left it up to the reader to just come up with what happens next.
Yeah, because one thing about me is if I have the choice, it's a happy ending.
Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy.
It's a happy ending in my head.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep and think, well, he probably facilitated this whole thing, even down to this last detail, and he probably knows what she's trying to do, and he just did it so he could have her. Screw you, you Debbie Downer. I think they're in love.
I also think they're in love. Also, for the sake of a happy ending, in my brain, Henry goes to a goddamn therapist and gets some Lexapro and, like, I don't know, maybe some lithium. Stabilizes his mood and, like, is normal.
And, like, gets his life together, maybe finds a passion.
Yeah.
Does something good.
I do think he would have been a good writer. Like,
I think so too. I think also, though, there's just something about him, like, he's not going to be not mediocre in my brain.
Yeah. No, he's always mediocre. But you can be mediocre and not fucking insufferable, I feel like.
Very true.
So I feel like hopefully
maybe he, like, gets a grip on himself.
Yeah, maybe he takes the insufferableness and, like, gets rid of that and is just, like,
maybe learn something from Addie, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe listen to the smart girl in the room.
I'm glad that she ended up with Luke because I liked Luke better than I liked Henry. So I liked the ending in that way, but I was also fucking livid.
And they knew each other.
Yeah. I was livid that she did it for Henry. That was making me so mad.
But hear me out. She did say, like, he was like, I needed to show you that human love is kind of beneath you now.
Yeah.
Like, you've lived so long that no human could fully relate to you. No human could fully understand you. They could never have the knowledge that you have.
Yeah.
And she was kind of like, you're right. She never even says that she loves him. There's a point where she says, like, I want this to be love. She knows it's not.
It's not.
But she did love Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And hear me out. When Luke and her had their little falling out in New Orleans, I am Delulu in my brain, and I think it was just a miscommunication. Luke used the wrong words, even though he says that he never uses the wrong words. Luke used the wrong words, and
also,
it wasn't a scheme. It wasn't a scheme. They just really love each other.
Call me crazy, but passion is passion, whether it's hate or love. And
dude, fair enough, and they got it, bro.
They've got passion for sure. Her and Henry were just like, it was like a, I don't even want to call it like a flame. There wasn't even a flame there. It was like a lighter.
There wasn't.
And if you blow on a lighter too hard,
comfortable.
Yeah. Like, I feel like the perfect.
But let me tell you right now, Luke burned that house down.
That I was literally about to use that as an analogy. Like, the perfect analogy is that Henry and Addie are like a literal lighter that if you blow on it, it will go away and you have to restart it.
Yeah.
Luke and Addie are like the fucking New Orleans house. Like, it is on fire.
They know each other.
Yeah.
They know each other. Even if there's plenty of parts that she doesn't like about him and he doesn't like about her, they still know each other. And I think that there is some power in that.
Yeah.
And also, I'll say it again, Luke is hot. Henry is a Walmart version of Luke.
Yeah. Henry
Yeah,
is,
he had the dark curls. Whatever. His eyes were not as green. He wasn't as like suave and cool, and he wasn't as rich and funny and mischievous.
Yeah.
And Luke is hot, so get fucked, okay? I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I love
One thing about me is I'm gonna root for the shadow daddy. I don't care who he is.
Mm-hmm. Always.
We've got a theme going on.
I love those shadow men.
But yeah, I think that's good
it.
for our first little standalone book.
That was fun.
It was fun. It was a good read. I would recommend this to people getting into like fantasy who, I don't know why you wouldn't want to read about fairies and men with wings, but if you don't, this is
a really good one. It's real enough.
I would totally read her books again.
Oh yeah, she has a few, I think 2 different fantasy series that they're on my GoodReads TBR. But next book we're covering is going to be Fourth Wing. Which is a very popular one, so I feel like a lot of people will have read that one.
And I'm excited to get back into the real
words. Back into fae.
Yeah.
And fairies.
Back into fae and partying and fucking.
I'm so excited.
Okay, anyways.
But yeah, that's
hopefully all the footage works for this first remote book club.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming to
the
third meeting of book club.
We will
see. I had a really great book club time. We don't have a patch yet.
Yeah, we didn't get a patch
for this one, but by next meeting we'll get a patch for Addie LaRue, and we'll round it off. Yeah. So, all right.
So also
join us next time.
Read Fourth Wing if you haven't. Read it.
Read Fourth
Wing. We're gonna go over it. We're gonna go over it, and we're gonna have a good
Follow us
time.
on everything. Follow us on Spotify, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And follow us on GoodReads so you can read along with us.
Yeah.
And be up to date for every book club episode. Okay.
Heck yeah. All right.
Nice.
Bye.
Bye.